Hi, my name is Chloé Hung, and I'm the playwright of Issei Hisei, or The Myth of the First. So, the New Jersey rep life of Issei Hisei began in 2016. I met Joel Stone, the literary manager of New Jersey Repertory Company, at a workshop at the National New Play Network's MFA workshop at the Kennedy Center. So, Joel came to see a reading of my play. He really loved it, and we kept in touch after the workshop was over. About a year and a half, a year later, Issei Hisei was programmed into the 2017-2018 season, where we had our world premiere. I really enjoyed my time with New Jersey Repertory Company. I found that they were incredibly supportive, incredibly caring. They listened to, any concerns or artistic direction and whatever I wanted. They were there, and they were there to facilitate and create the best possible production. So one of the things that I really loved that they listened to was about the casting of the show. So this play is about a Chinese American family. They are new immigrants from Hong Kong in the late 60s. The parents and their 12-year-old daughter have been in Canada for about a year. And they're going through the sort of typical immigrant struggles, but they're also reeling from trauma from World War II. Because they were both in Hong Kong and China, which was occupied by the Japanese army. They move in next door in Canada to a Japanese American or Japanese Canadian man who was interned in Canada during the war and experienced his own type of trauma and prejudice. And so the story is about these two families coming together, working through their trauma and working towards harmony in a new country. So because the play is specifically about tensions between two Asian communities, it was important for the actors to be of either the same ethnicity or a very similar ethnicity to their characters. And unfortunately, that's not always the case in theater and film. You find Asian people of any ethnicity playing outside of their Asian ethnicity. And sometimes that's completely fine, but in this case, it was important to have a Japanese actor play this Japanese character, to have Chinese actors play these Chinese characters. And New Jersey Rep was incredibly understanding about that and put in the time to find those actors. Something that really surprised me about the production was the audience. So prior to this, I had received very similar feedback from a lot of different theater companies. They said that the play was not commercially viable, that an older white audience would not want to see this play, would not relate to this play, because it is about a Chinese family. It's about an Asian story and not an American story. And I found that to be very hurtful and a bit discouraging. But the good folks at New Jersey Rep, they saw right through that. They didn't care. They connected with the play, and they knew that their audience would connect with the play. And lo and behold, the audience did. At our world premiere, our opening night, I had people coming up to me telling me about how much they related to the play because they themselves are children of immigrants or grandchildren of immigrants. A lot of them had family members come over from Europe, and so they understood that sort of first generation, second generation struggle. They also understood the post-war struggle. A lot of them had been born right after the war, or sort of in the 50s, and understood having parents who held on to that trauma and were working through that. So it taught me a very good lesson in the fact that we all experience the same emotions and we go through very similar things. The context might be different, but we're all the same. And I thank the folks at New Jersey Rep for really believing in this play, believing in me as a playwright, and trusting their audience So thank you so much. Thank you.